Hello, my friends and family, and people who are watching me for the first time. I would like to say something about energy and the structure that stands behind push and pull dynamic. Okay, I cracked the code and I am very happy about this. My push and pull dynamic occurred in many layers or areas of my life, so to speak. Basically, what happened was that I was being pushed and pulled when it comes to addictions, with cigarettes, with coffee, with alcohol, with comfort food, comfort eating. Okay, so obviously I had some eating disorders as well. Push and pull dynamic with negative thinking, which is also an addiction, a very dangerous one, and also quite dangerous because it's unaware. It's because it's not on a physical level. And the most important one that I discovered the truth whilst being in it was the push and pull dynamic of a relationship, romantic relationships. Okay, so yeah, I want you, I don't want you, sort of thing, right? Okay, I'm quitting smoking. Oh no, I'm going back to smoking. Actually, apart from a romantic relationship push and pull dynamic, which was a toxic sort of dynamic, because obviously I didn't know that I was playing out my trauma by being in it. Okay, there was one more, and that was yo-yo effect, which is also a push and pull dynamic, because you're being pushed into something. You feel like you are being pushed into something because you don't hold control of it, over it, and then you just pull yourself away. It was a struggle, and I wish this upon no one. It was 25 years of nightmare that I have just come out of. Okay, and I would like to share the story, because if someone gets inspired, then that's great. Okay, so I've built, by the way, I am also welcoming here in my dream catching studio, which I created myself, hence the pride. Congratulations, Kasia. Right, it took me ages. I mean, maybe not ages, a few months, I guess. But I'd like to show off, perhaps, if you want. Okay, so, this is what I created. This is my desk over there, where I am bossing myself around, working very hard. This is the bed you'll be lying on when you getting massages and sound healing therapies from me when you come over here. And some Tkoshi bells there at the entrance. So, of course, I am surrounded by many positive affirmations, and this is exactly something that is directly connected with the push and pull dynamic. The reason behind this, right, the reason behind any addiction, so-called, right, which is not really an addiction, it's just indecisiveness, and it comes from a very deep-rooted belief that is just the opposite of what we really should be in our core nature. And it's really hard to grasp, and it took me years in books, in research, on the internet, in libraries, buying and investing in courses with coaches and psychologists and consulting, whatever, but I just couldn't really find exactly what happens with it and how can I help myself, because I was trying to help myself. I was feeling miserable, I was leading miserable life, I was in a relationship that wasn't serving me, I was forever in practices and habits that weren't serving me, and I felt like without them I am going to not be able to survive, because they were keeping me alive. So I thought then, however, they were just slowly killing me and my soul. Okay, so affirmations is and I didn't know and nobody told me what to do step by step in order to come out of the pattern that is negative, right? Negative is in inverted commas, because it's not really negative, it's just uncomfortable. Okay, it's uncomfortable because what I knew, despite my despair, despite the fact that I knew I was like that at the time, I knew I should feel comfortable, I knew I should be great and happy, and I wasn't. Okay, and I was searching everywhere and I found it. Okay, and I would like to share this with you guys. So the first and number one belief that you need to have about yourself in order to come out of any addiction, so-called addiction, is just energetic discrepancy. Your number one belief has to change about you, because the people who are addicted to anything, which is probably 95% of society, right? Of any kind of thing, right? That you can't live without certain thing, right? You either just like comforting yourself by alcohol, by it's just because you're not thinking that you're worthy of something that is of a good nature, right? So you see yourself as unworthy, hence you are trying to destroy yourself in a way, right? So your number one, and your trauma is just playing out this process, this toxic process, okay? It's just playing out this pattern in your life all the time. So basically what you are experiencing is lack, because what you are searching for is comfort, right? No matter what you're going to go for, if you're going to go for a temporary comfort in food, or in weed, or cigarettes, or alcohol, or anything really, or a relationship that you know that you're gonna hate yourself for when you actually end up in it again, the comfort that you are actually craving is because you are hurt, right? And your hurt is calling you to comfort yourself. But most people, because the lack is so vibrationally low, okay, and it doesn't actually, it's lacking the positive and high frequency, it will play out things that are matching it, right? Okay, so it will match something that is of the same frequency, and the lack is not having something is going to push you into things, people, and habits that are going to take away a part of you as well, okay? So a number one thing that you need to do is convince yourself that you are an amazing person, okay? Basically, I know it sounds crazy, and this is just as easy as anything. You brainwash yourself every single day by reminding yourself, sticker on the mirror, reminder on a telephone, write it down in the diary, have a reminders everywhere, on your fridge or wherever, in your car, on the car view mirror, on your door when you leave every day, on your phone, at the back of your phone, on your desk, okay, as your, you can use as your, I printed out my bookmark as well, so that everywhere I look, there is a reminder from me to me that I am an amazing person, okay? The reason for this is because when you convince yourself that you're an amazing person, you are going to instantly start thinking in a different way, okay? And the vibration of you changes, right? So we know that we vibrate, right? We vibrate, our cells are made of molecules and they're all shaky, and vibrations are all over, right? So it's not only you that vibrate, anything that vibrates, that the whole world vibrates all the time, okay? Vibrates with different frequency, okay? Not only the physical world vibrates, everything else that we cannot see, that are phenomena that we also know of as, and we know it as thoughts, for example, they vibrate, right? Because they hold frequency. Emotions, right? Feelings, everything vibrates, right? And this vibration varies, and they, depending on the frequency of this vibration, you will experience either comfort or discomfort, and you get to choose this by choosing but you gotta be conscious by choosing the things you think about, because the things you think about also vibrate, and if they vibrate low with a lower frequency, they are going to push you, literally push you, because you're not gonna stop changing your choices, because you are going to have to, no other chance, match the choices with the level of your vibration, right? So you will feel that you need to go and hurt yourself because you are hurt, right? That is clever, because obviously you're seeking comfort because you've been hurt. So what you're gonna do, since hurt is a low vibrational frequency, you will, phenomena or whatever you call it, you will seek something that matches this vibrational frequency, and hence you will choose the things that hurt you more, okay? So in order to unhurt you, a number one step is convince yourself that you're an amazing person, because amazing person is not hurt, okay? Amazing person is just healed, right? Thoughts are just a number. This is just an example. Words, they have vibration, they have frequency, they vibrate, right? Well, we wouldn't hear them, okay? Because we just, because sound follows vibration, right? So you wouldn't be able to hear anything if it wasn't vibrating in the first place. For example, if you hold on, take a little singing bowl, right? I've got a few of them over there. They're a little bit bigger and deeper in sound, but I'll show you an example, right? But first, you are standing next to a big loudspeaker, right? Does it vibrate? Yes, it vibrates. When it's loud, it vibrates. You can feel, even you can literally feel vibrations in your body, right? And you hear what comes out of it because it vibrates, right? Not the other way around. I can hear this vibrate and feel this vibrate and hear the sound that follows the vibration. On my hand, I can feel the vibration, right? Because it vibrates when I hit it. And so words will vibrate as well. And if you have a look at what you're saying every day and put yourself under your magnifying glass, whatever you want, you can then determine whether what you are saying is of high frequency or low frequency. Anything that you say that isn't of a nature that is kind and comfortable will be of low vibration, all right? And if you do so, say it, think it, that means you vibrate it. That also means that you need to attract it, because we will always attract to ourselves, because we are walking and talking magnets for our vibrational frequency. We will attract to us what matches our frequency. The only way to change it is force yourself out of your old thought process and pattern into the new one. The only way that I found is by repeating, repetition, repeat every day, okay? It's a habit that went into my mind already, and I just even don't think about the fact that I am doing it. But before I go to sleep and after I've woken up, I listen to myself say to me the things I want to hear from me in order to move forward in life, right? So affirmations I am always going to promote from now on, because these are our number one and clue building blocks for our life if we want to live it in a healthy, happy, serene, and aligned with us and with our truth lives, right? So anything to, affirmations that I actually surround myself here with, right? Which I absolutely adore, because I came up with them. I mean, the walls were supposed to be bare and white when I started, and then I realized, why not, right? So I started saying things like receive, source, hold, prepare, believe, artist, sowing, love, have, harvest, upgrade, creation, imagination, value, earth, healing, change, right, words, journey, inward, heart, stillness, silence, canvas, know, talents, paradigm, learn, active, valuable, content, knowledge, navigate, compassion, mindset, giving, courage, grit, optimism, care, others, abundance, sound, frequency, meaning, humor, consciousness, alignment, health, purpose, success, life, wealth, health, quality, omnipresence, more, rich, action, now, idea, money, power, empire, desire, winner, dream, the best, beyond, dominance, unique, and many more, right? So I'm crazy about this. I know it works, because from a person who was drawn into the monstrous low vibrational life where I was 4 stones overweight to what I am right now, and I've been holding this figure and posture for the last 2 years thanks to my affirmations. I exited all the patterns that were non-serving and non-authentic and not aligned with me. And yes, unfortunately, it needed to sort of the reason why it happened was because my frequency changed, because I changed my way of thinking, and my thoughts, they started determining my frequency. Because I started changing my thoughts, my frequency, my physical body started vibrating at a different frequency, and therefore people who used to be a match in my despair and sort of a struggle addiction, they fell away from my life. And unfortunately, sometimes it would be not normal if things that were and people who were not serving you anymore didn't fall away from your life, right? On that journey to becoming whoever you want to become, really. But since you can become whoever you want because you are only a vibrational being, right? And then you are actually operating on a frequency, then you can tune yourself into any frequency you want, and it's your choice what you're gonna start convincing yourself of. Okay, so if you convince yourself that you are a superstar, then you're going to become a superstar. Obviously, it's just how dedicated you be and how whether you are committed to do whatever it takes to become that person. So it's better to be. It needs to be something you have passion for if you want to go for your dream or goal or whatever, right? However, I wanted to say specifically, just to say that number one belief about yourself needs to be that you are an amazing person who's got healed their trauma, right? Trauma, which is hurt, because whatever hurt that was, it's no longer in your life. However, it can rule the way you act and the way you choose, because you are not aware of it, okay? And since I became more aware, because I was one of those fortunate people who had more time on their hands, and I could slowly sort of go inward and find the core belief that was not serving and hurting me, but by pushing me into things that I was hurting myself with. Then I thought, yeah, there's hope, and obviously, yes, there's always a belief about you that will stop you from doing the things, right? Doing the things you really want to do. That's why I recommend to anybody to start affirming whatever it is that you want to become and how you want your life to look like. Even if it just looks or is seemingly unreachable, you still can achieve it after a while. You just need patience, persistence, and consistency. Okay, if I wasn't repeating for the last 3 or 4 years that I am super lean and I have hot sexy body and I feel amazing and comfortable in my body and I look great every day, which was never the case in the past, but I was at the same time really big on looks and wanted to look really good, but something was stopping me, and the fact that was stopping me was myself thinking about me in a negative way, okay? So I had to convince myself that I am the person that I really, really wanted to be, which is a slim person. Because yes, I wanted to be slim with the mindset of the person who's overweight, and I was just carrying on talking about myself as if I was overweight, calling myself fat bitch, right? So obviously I was hurting myself because the hurt was in me, and I was doing and choosing and thinking vibrational match for my then frequency. Now my choices are different. Now obviously there is health that is a number one value in every choice that I make, which is great, because otherwise I wouldn't have built the studio that was aiming at helping people, and people like me in first instance, because trust me, the amount of time I'm lying on this table treating myself as well and raising my frequency in order to become more energetic, healthy, cleaner, right, and purified from everything that doesn't actually match my vibrational frequency inside of me, so that I can just cleanse my energetic body. Cleansing myself relieving myself, calming my nervous system, calming my emotions, focusing on the breath, right? Massaging and all the practices, obviously, which are, but also repeating and listening every single day, and being surrounded by positive actions, positive words, positive things that vibrate with beautiful and serving frequency rather than the one that isn't serving and feels uncomfortable and destructive. Okay, so if you are hurt and you obviously you were to be destroyed by somebody else, and you feel like, sorry, my just legs are feeling funny now. You felt like you were going to be destroyed and you felt like you were going to be hurt. Now it's your turn. If this is still in you and you are not going to find that part and get rid of that part, relive this part and not relive this part, feel the part in full, okay, and push through this in terms of energy. You will be stuck with the same pattern and you'll be still wondering why I'm having a yo-yo, why I'm struggling with money, why I'm struggling with finding a partner, why I'm struggling with business, why I'm struggling with health, why I'm struggling with anything. It's to do with your thinking, okay? It's anything that that happens in your life, it's your thinking, okay? It's always your thinking, because thinking determines your frequency in your body, and your body attracts based on how you feel, okay? Because your thoughts trigger your feelings, and that's the whole story, right? So you gotta think in a way, not positively, because you know that something happened and it's really, really bad, okay? And you're gonna smile your way through this. It's nothing to do be fakely spiritual or fakely happy when you're despairing inside. Acknowledge the despair, but at the same time, know that this is not you. This is nothing to do with you being a good person or bad person. Your choices are only driven, you being driven into by the way you vibe, yeah, by the way your frequency is held, and it's there in your body because of the way you think. Okay, so now if you want to change anything, your thinking is the number one thing that you need to change. And in order for you to change your thinking, which is something I didn't know, but I had to figure it out myself, and later on when I actually found this, so many people all of a sudden just confirmed that, right? And I found all those magical coaches that I was looking for when I was in despair, and when I didn't find them, I actually just figured it out myself, and then all of a sudden I started finding them just to top up the knowledge and just give myself a little bit more confidence. Repetition is the number one way for you to remember. So if you feel in any way that you are not comfortable with at that very moment, i.e. ill, right? For example, that's an example, or overweight, or I don't know, unhappy in love, whatever, then I kid you not, a little nice example, my daughter, right? I love her very much. She's an amazing person, and I'm very lucky to have her in my life. But before a year ago or 2 years ago, I was really struggling to convince her that school matters, right? So she didn't really want to do anything, and since I started, I saw myself, right, there's nothing I can do because I've tried everything. I've tried the talk, reasoning, threats even, I guess. You're not going to I'm going to take your phone away, right? But no, nothing worked. And all of a sudden lately, after me listening to my affirmations for about a year that she's keen on learning and everything, she started doing extra homework and willingly bringing her extra work to her teacher and say, this is what I've done, can you please mark it for me? And he's just like, wow, Kinga, this is amazing, and you've done such an improvement, blah, blah, blah. And my belief about her changed first before she's changed, okay? She's changed because my belief about her changed, because I figured, and I imagine myself, I imagine her wanting to learn and be excited about school, and it actually just fruited in reality after 2 years of me listening to affirmations. And my obviously I am an example when it comes to my problems that I encountered in the past with the addictions, with things with sugar. It wasn't an addiction, it was just a lack of control and lack of boundaries that I was putting myself. I wasn't disciplined enough to tell myself no, and I didn't know why that was, because it wasn't like I wasn't strong-willed or not persistent or consistent, because yes, I was, but the discipline was I was lacking just due to the fact that I was being hurt inside, and I was holding onto this hurt all the time. I didn't know it was there. I didn't know how to get rid of it. However, I started with, well, obviously a number one repetition of affirmations that this is only a tool. I just want to say to you that there is more to it. Obviously, there is there is a complex way of me trying to fix all this. However, I did succeed, because this studio that I built wouldn't be here. I would still be on the couch here crying and working as a care worker like I did when I started 7 years ago. So this is it, and I really recommend so that you guys start off with writing out the new story and get used to the new thoughts and new mindset. Everybody's like, oh, you gotta have a new mindset. How are you going to change your mind about you when you've been thinking about yourself for 40 years in a derogatory way, right? How? Okay, and this was something that was really bugging me. I didn't know how to do it. So how are you going to do it? It's just by repeating to yourself and brainwash yourself into a new version of yourself. Brainwash yourself by listening and reading and thinking about the way you are and you want to be rather than the you are, right? I am an amazing person is number one thing that you need to convince yourself of, that you are an amazing person, and then you start feeling amazing. And what amazing person, if you're going to believe that you're an amazing person, what does amazing person do every day? Amazing things. What do they think? Amazing thoughts, right? And you're not going to think of things that the old version of you was thinking. The person who used to think that they're not worthy, that they don't believe that it's possible, that they are not able to commit, that they think that they're lazy, and the person who used to think that they are worse than others, or they just like don't deserve anything that is good, or nothing good is going to ever happen in their lives, and so on and so on, right? So what you need to do is just to convince yourself that you're great and fucking indestructible, okay, and that nothing can break you. And then from that space where you are already strong, right, carry on getting rid of the trauma. And trauma can be got rid of with you basically treat vibration with vibration. That's all you do, right? So I'm treating my vibration with my vibration. Everything that's high vibrational, I'm treating myself with. It's even those the tuning forks that I'm using, right, which are great. I'll show you guys. Okay, anything that can be of high frequency, this one is 174 hertz. Anything that is of high frequency that you can apply on your body, right? It's a bonus. But what? Guess what? Or what else? This one doesn't make a noise, but this one, I don't know if you can hear it. It's just buzzing. It's just a buzzing noise. It's really, really cool, and it feels really cool on your body. And this one's 89 hertz. So anything that it actually feels that you can you can sort of treat your body with, because it's of high vibration, a high frequency, apply it if you can, if you have a chance, right? Because I mean, I do, because I work with these things, so I can work with it every day. But also anything that is of natural, right, that is derived from nature, and by that I mean sounds, smells, and food, and anything that you can touch that is also natural, is something that also increases your frequency. It increases the frequency of your physical body. And that's why it's so important to be close to nature, to be close to trees, to be breathing the oxygen really deeply, by the way, because this is how you mainly get rid of toxins. and doing all the practices that you can possibly to help yourself to stay in this high frequency. High frequency is health. Low frequency is illness and slow death. Okay, that's all it is, and it doesn't have and whatever your body is going to require from you, it will tell you, right? So the higher you vibe, the more ailments fall away from you because they are not matching your vibration anymore. Okay, so anything that was inside of you before, any tensions even, if you get the vibrations up and running in your body and they're going to be higher, right, and the frequency is going to be higher in your physical body, you will feel the difference. You will feel light. You will feel like you want to breathe. You will feel like you want to do things that are serving you and feel comfortable. You will start thinking that you are an amazing person and you will feel like you deserve anything that you want, and you're going to start going for it, okay? And you're never going to feel stuck, and you're going to never feel that you are not sort of progressing, okay? Or why are we not growing? Why aren't we growing? Or why is not business growing, right? Well, this is why, because you are in a low vibrational, and it's never going to stop until until your frequency is a bit higher. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. You can use and do whatever you want. If you want to come around here, by all means. I am operating here in Keyworth in the UK. And if you ever want to visit me, then book in www.dreamkasha.com. Okay. If not, if you're too far away, then just find yourself a way to change the frequency and try and convince your mind, subconscious mind, just convince your subconscious mind of how amazing and worthy you are by feeding it with a load of affirmations. I mean, I have like a 45-minute recording of my own affirmations in my own voice, and they are working wonders. I feel amazing thanks to that, and I'm progressing every day, and I feel motivated, and I feel empowered, and I feel like I'm progressing, right? And yes, it took me years to push through the hurt, to let the hurt out of me by introducing the practices that would just change my frequency. And thanks to that, now I'm attracting the things and the people that are right, that are going to match my path. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. I actually didn't think that this video is going to be this long, so I'm sorry about that, and I hope it was helpful. If it was, then obviously let me know. And if you want to book yourself a session with massage or sound healing, then obviously you know where to go. It's Dream Kasha, and I love you guys, and take care and keep that vibe high, because this is your health, this is your life. You want to enjoy it, you want to feel great, and you want to use it for the benefit of yourself and others, rather than feeling miserable and being stuck in patterns that are non-serving. Love you. Bye.